Hi everyone, it's Miss Julie. I'm going to talk to you today about The False Prince by Jennifer Nielsen. This is book one, the first book in the series. It's called the Ascendants series. The fourth book will be coming out in October of 2020. This series is published by Scholastic and it's recommended for grades 6 through 8. So this first book in the series introduces us to Sage. And Sage is living a miserable existence in a dirty, poorly run orphanage. His clothes are in rags, he barely has enough food to eat, and he has to resort to stealing from people in the local markets in order to survive. He always has to watch his back from the other boys that he lives with. One day, a man who's waiting outside the orphanage throws a burlap bag over his head and tosses him into the back of a wagon. This man brings Sage to his house, which is a huge mansion. It has servants, it has plenty of food, clothes, all the luxuries that you could want. Far too many to count. There are 3 other boys there as well. All 3 are orphans, just like Sage. And they've been kidnapped, just like Sage, over the last couple days and brought to this place. They are all wondering the same thing. Why are we here? And what does their kidnapper want from them? So they discover that the kidnapper's name is Connor. Connor is a nobleman of the kingdom, and he knows a secret, that the king and queen have just been murdered. No one except him knows this. The king and the queen had a son, the prince, who was lost at sea years ago, and he's been assumed dead all this time. Connor feels that the neighboring kingdom, if they find out that the king and queen are dead with no living heir, that they are going to start a war to gain power. So Connor hatches a plot to find an orphan boy to impersonate the long-lost prince to save the kingdom from being attacked. So Connor kidnaps 4 orphans and he forces them to compete to be the prince. So in 2 weeks, after grueling tests and studying and practicing all the skills that a prince would know, one will be selected. This boy will have to be able to trick the entire kingdom into thinking that he is the long-lost prince. The boy's chosen, whoever can beat the others, he'll live in the castle as king with all the wealth and comforts that come with the title. So the question is, would you compete for the others to be a chance of being the king? Well, what if I said that obviously, since there can only be one winner, the 3 losers will immediately be killed because no one can know of this plan of deception? Would you still chance it? Well, Sage doesn't have a choice. The 3 other boys don't have a choice. They've been kidnapped. They must compete, and only one can win. Only one can actually be the false prince, and otherwise they'll face certain death. So that is The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nielsen. Thanks for listening.